Welcome to Omni Eyes. Tonight, we journey into the dark forest to discover the magnificent visual secrets of flying squirrels. These incredible nocturnal creatures navigate through dense branches at astonishing speeds, relying completely on their highly specialized and evolved eyes. While humans struggle to see anything in pitch blackness, the flying squirrel perceives a vibrant landscape full of detailed shapes. Their biological mechanism is entirely focused on maximizing light absorption, allowing them to thrive in environments with extremely low illumination. Notice the sheer size of their eyes relative to their tiny skulls, designed perfectly to capture every single stray photon. The pupil expands massively when darkness falls, opening a wide gateway for moonlight and starlight to enter the visual system. Once inside, the light travels directly toward the retina, a complex layer where the true magic of nocturnal vision begins. Unlike our own eyes, the retina of a flying squirrel possesses an extraordinarily high density of specialized photoreceptor rod cells. These rod cells are incredibly sensitive biological instruments, capable of detecting the faintest and weakest photons present in the forest. Millions of these cells pack tightly together, creating a highly efficient net that catches almost every particle of available light. When a photon hits a rod cell, it triggers a rapid chemical reaction that sends electrical signals to the brain. But nature did not stop there. The flying squirrel features another brilliant evolutionary adaptation hidden just behind its sensitive retina. This hidden layer is known scientifically as the tapetum lucidum, a microscopic structure that acts exactly like a biological mirror. When light passes through the retina without being absorbed, the tapetum lucidum reflects those lost photons right back around again. This incredible reflection gives the rod cells a second chance to capture the exact same light, doubling their visual sensitivity. It is this reflective tissue that causes the mysterious glowing eyes you sometimes see when a flashlight strikes wild animals. Thanks to this glowing mirror, the darkest midnight appears as bright as an early twilight to these magnificent flying rodents. However, absorbing light is merely the first step. The real challenge begins when the squirrel leaps into the empty air. Gliding between ancient trees at high velocity requires an incredibly sophisticated neural network, capable of processing extreme visual motion instantly. As they soar through the dark canopy, the visual landscape shifts rapidly, creating a complex phenomenon known as optic flow. Optic flow is the pattern of apparent motion of objects caused by the relative movement between observer and the environment. The brain of the flying squirrel contains highly specialized regions dedicated entirely to analyzing these rapid shifts in visual data. This neural processing allows them to instantly calculate the precise distance to a landing branch while moving in total darkness. Without this rapid motion processing, a high-speed glide would easily end in a fatal collision against a solid trunk. Their visual cortex continuously updates the spatial map, compensating for changing shadows, swaying branches, and sudden gusts of night wind. This seamless coordination between sensitive rod cells and advanced motion processing creates a perfect system for nocturnal, high-speed survival. To achieve this incredible night vision, the flying squirrel had to sacrifice another visual feature that humans value very highly. They lack a high number of cone cells, which are the specific photoreceptors responsible for perceiving vibrant and varied colors. In the absolute darkness of midnight, detecting colors becomes a useless luxury that wastes precious energy and valuable retinal space. Instead, they rely on scotopic vision, a monochromatic way of seeing that emphasizes sharp contrasts, deep shadows, and subtle outlines. Through their eyes, the forest transforms into a beautifully stark landscape, painted entirely in varying shades of silver and black. This monochromatic scotopic vision provides unmatched clarity when identifying the exact edges of branches against the dark, starry night sky. Every single leaf and twig stands out with brilliant contrast, guiding the squirrel safely through the dangerous maze of timber. Predators like owls also hunt in this darkness, making the squirrel's superior visual processing a critical tool for avoiding death. When an owl attacks, the squirrel instantly detects the subtle motion against the static background, initiating a rapid, evasive maneuver. Their brain computes the incoming threat's velocity and trajectory in milliseconds, utilizing the optic flow data to calculate an escape. Dropping into a steep dive, the squirrel spreads its specialized gliding membrane, catching the air to accelerate away from danger. During this high-speed descent, their eyes remain wide open, constantly feeding vital environmental information to their highly active brain. The tapetum lucidum works overtime, bouncing every available photon back through the rod cells to ensure maximum visibility during flight. They navigate through gaps in the foliage that are barely wider than their own bodies, demonstrating absolute precision and control. Finding a safe landing spot requires analyzing the approaching bark texture, calculating the exact moment to pull up and brake. All of these complex mathematical calculations occur subconsciously, driven by millions of years of rigorous evolution in the dark forests. Let us examine the cellular structure of these rod cells more closely to understand their incredible efficiency in capturing light. Each rod cell contains specialized protein molecules called rhodopsin, which are extremely sensitive to even the smallest amounts of illumination. When a single photon strikes a rhodopsin molecule, it changes shape instantly, initiating a powerful electrical cascade toward the brain. Because flying squirrels have such a dense concentration of these molecules, their eyes act like high-powered biological night cameras. This extreme sensitivity means that even a completely overcast night sky provides enough ambient background light for them to see clearly. They can spot a tiny moth resting on a distant branch, identifying their next meal purely by its subtle silhouette. Foraging in the dark requires not only excellent vision, but also the ability to remember complex spatial maps of trees. Their visual memory works alongside their real-time optic flow processing, allowing them to navigate familiar territories with absolute confidence. Every successful glide reinforces their mental map, updating the positions of growing branches, newly fallen trees, and potential food sources. The integration of memory and vision is a remarkable feat of neurology, showcasing the immense power of their tiny brains. Scientists continue to study these magnificent creatures, hoping to unlock the deep secrets behind their extraordinary biological motion tracking systems. Understanding how their retinas process weak light could eventually inspire revolutionary new designs for advanced artificial night vision camera technologies. Imagine a drone capable of navigating through a dense forest at night, using the exact same optic flow principles observed. Nature has already solved the complex engineering problems that modern scientists and roboticists are currently struggling to figure out today. The flying squirrel represents millions of years of relentless optimization, perfectly tuned to dominate the dark and mysterious forest canopy. As the night progresses, the squirrel continues its silent journey, a ghostly phantom gliding effortlessly between the massive ancient trunks. Their large, dark eyes constantly scan the environment, absorbing every tiny photon of light to maintain their perfect scotopic vision. We can only marvel at the elegant biological machinery hidden within their small skulls, allowing them to conquer the darkness. Every leap is a testament to the power of evolution, a perfect harmony of anatomy, neurology, and aerodynamic physical design. Without the reflective tapetum lucidum, their vision would be significantly diminished, making night flights extremely hazardous and nearly impossible today. This glowing layer is a brilliant biological strategy, ensuring that absolutely no light is ever wasted inside their sensitive eyes. It is a beautiful example of nature maximizing efficiency, turning a seemingly empty darkness into a bright and navigable world. The squirrel lands softly on a distant branch, its claws gripping the rough bark as its eyes scan for predators. Even while resting, their visual system remains highly active, processing the subtle movements of leaves blowing gently in the wind. They must remain constantly vigilant as the dark forest is filled with hidden dangers that rely on stealth and surprise. Their specialized eyes give them a crucial advantage, allowing them to spot a creeping predator long before it strikes them. This constant battle for survival has shaped their anatomy over countless generations, refining their vision to an absolute evolutionary pinnacle. Every component of their eye, from the dilated pupil to the dense rod cells, serves a singular and vital purpose. They are the undisputed masters of the night sky, navigating the complex three-dimensional space with unparalleled grace and agility. Observing their flight in slow motion reveals the incredible coordination required to execute such daring maneuvers in complete black darkness. Their tail acts as a precise aerodynamic rudder, steering their lightweight bodies through the narrowest gaps between the twisting branches. All of these physical movements are perfectly synchronized with the continuous stream of visual data processed by their remarkable brains. The optic flow calculations never stop, providing a real-time map of the rapidly changing environment during their majestic flight. It is a symphony of biology and physics, playing out silently in the dark forests every single night. without fail. As dawn approaches, the ambient light slowly begins to increase, signaling the end of their nocturnal activities in the canopy. Their highly sensitive eyes, perfectly adapted for the dark, become overwhelmed by the rising sun, forcing them to seek shelter. They retreat into hollow tree trunks, closing their large eyes to protect their delicate retinas from the harsh daylight rays. While the rest of the forest awakens to vibrant colors, the flying squirrel sleeps, waiting patiently for the comforting darkness. Their entire existence is bound to the night, relying on their scotopic vision to thrive where other animals are completely blind. The sacrifice of color perception is a small price to pay for the incredible ability to navigate the midnight shadows. In their monochromatic world, contrast is king, providing all the necessary information to survive and flourish in a hostile environment. Through the lens of science, we can appreciate the profound complexity of their visual system and its flawless natural design. The tapetum lucidum, the dense rod cells, and the advanced optic flow processing all work seamlessly together in perfect unison. This intricate biological network ensures that the flying squirrel remains one of the most fascinating nocturnal creatures on our planet. Next time you find yourself standing in a dark forest, remember the invisible activity happening high above in the canopy. Tiny acrobats are leaping through the void, guided by eyes that capture the faintest whispers of light from the stars. Their silent flights are a hidden wonder of nature, a spectacular display of biological engineering that defies the absolute darkness. We have journeyed through the microscopic anatomy of their retinas and soared through the trees to understand their optic flow. The secrets of the flying squirrel remind us that nature always finds a way to adapt, survive, and beautifully thrive. Even in the seemingly empty void of a moonless night, life continues its relentless and spectacular dance among the branches. These magnificent animals continue to inspire scientists, proving that the most advanced technologies are often already hidden within wild ecosystems. By studying their unique visual adaptations, we gain a deeper appreciation for the incredible diversity of life on our planet. The night forest is not a place of blindness and fear, but a rich canvas painted in shadows and starlight. Thank you for joining us on this illuminating journey into the dark, revealing the extraordinary, hidden world of nocturnal vision. Keep exploring the unknown, stay curious about the wild, and we will see you next time here on Omni Eyes.